Hi there everyone, I'm Zan from Felon Fair, and today's video on medieval and fantasy costume building is going to be about drinking vessels. Which ones are the best, which ones you should choose, and anyway, hopefully you will find it helpful. If you do, please like the video, please subscribe to our channel for more videos like this, and then give us your comments. Let us know what you think about the video, the questions you may have, any input that you have. We're always looking for other people's ideas, and we like the community to share their experience and their thoughts with us so that we can do a better job at what we do. Anyway, thank you for joining us. So, two quick disclaimers, and we always put these at the beginning of our videos. But first disclaimer is we're not making any historical claims here. We're not trying to tell you how to do anything for a reenactment. We're talking very general, medieval, and definitely fantasy concepts here. So this is great for costume designers or set and prop designers for films and that sort of stuff, for stage, for those of you that are creating an outfit for a LARP character or just want to improve your experience at a Ren Fair. Hopefully you will find all of this helpful. If you're a reenactor, I definitely recommend you go look at what exactly was used in your period and make sure you get something that is in accordance with that. So that's number one. Number two is some of these things were given to us for free. And so we just want to let you guys know that. We like to give honest reviews, and so we asked some folks to send us some different drinking vessels to review, and so we will be giving you those reviews here and our thoughts on them, the pros and cons, but just do know that they were given to us for free. So anyway, disclosure disclosed. Okay guys, well, when it comes to discussing medieval and fantasy drinking vessels, you kind of have two categories. Category one is the type that you would use around the camp, around the castle. Those are often more fragile and that sort of stuff, and then other vessels that you would use to actually transport water if you're going on an adventure, if you're going into a battle, that sort of stuff, and you want to have some water with you. That's just kind of two different scenarios, right? So, and then there's some that are kind of crossover and kind of both, so we'll talk about that as well. But first of all, for around the camp, around the campfire, the type of vessel that you're going to use is, okay, if it's more fragile, you're going to want a higher volume and capacity, so you're not going up and getting more all the time or whatever, but my absolute favorite for around the campsite is a pottery mug. Now this one's made by Donovan Pottery. Will Donovan is our Fell Company potter. He does amazing work. He designed these special mugs / cups for us here at Fell and Fair, and they are great medieval and fantasy mugs, right? So it's everything you want. It's pottery, so it keeps your hands from, if you have a hot liquid in there, it's not too hot, kind of protects you. It has a nice volume, but it's not too big, and nice wide base, so it doesn't tip over. So something like this is my favorite. You can drink coffee, mead, tea, water, whatever out of these. I absolutely love them. Another option, if you want to be a little more fancy, is something like a goblet. So this is like a hammered silver goblet thingy here. So if you're being really fancy, something like this is pretty good. Once again, it's silver, so it's not something you just want to tuck in a haversack because if you fall on it, you'll crush it or something. So definitely something for around the campsite. Another thing that you see a lot, and I see some of the people, they have like special frogs or loops that they carry these on and that sort of stuff, but you definitely see a lot of people that have drinking horns. To be entirely honest, I'm not a big fan of drinking horns. For one, they're hard to clean, and that sort of stuff too. I find them very impractical because you can't set them down, and if you do, you have to have like this holder and all this sort of stuff. The other thing is I kind of question how often and how practically they were used by more than very small select groups throughout history. So, like I said, I'm just not a big fan of drinking horns, but there are some out there. There's some good manufacturers. Definitely get a quality manufacturer. Epic Armory has some good ones. Grimfrost has some good ones, and there's some others out there. But a drinking horn is an option, but definitely I wouldn't recommend carrying this out into the field with you, because like I said, there's nowhere to put it if you have to put it down. Now, the kind of crossover between something that's useful around the camp and something that you can take with you is actually kind of a metal mug with a little strap on it. So at our event, Weekend Warrior, we actually give these out to every player that comes, and we put a little strap on it, so you can just slide it, loop it right there on your belt, and this is actually steel on the inside. You want to make sure you get something that's steel on the inside, not copper, because if you put a hot liquid in it, some of the copper will get into the liquid and then it'll make you sick. So you don't want that, right? But definitely make sure that you have the steel on the inside, but the copper on the outside is cool because after a while it'll start to look like this. It'll be all weathered and patinaed, and it's really neat looking. I really like that look. So something like a simple mug like this. I like these. These are actually Moscow Mule mugs. So they have the kind of cool hammered look, and these are not too expensive. I think we got these for like $10 or less. So something like this is a great entry level. You just need to have something. You carry it on a loop. You find some water. You get some water. You drink it. Stick it back on your belt, and you're good to go. And it's also great for around the campsite and that sort of stuff. Now, when you're going out on an adventure or into a battle, you're going to want to have water with you. You're not necessarily always going to be near a water source, so you're going to want to have something that can transport. So I will say there are some like kind of pottery water bottles and stuff that you can take that have little lanyards and stuff that you can carry. I really, well, they're accurate, and there's some great ones out there, so I don't want to like tell people don't get them, but I don't like them simply because if I'm going to be running around and I'm going to expect to get into a fight, I'm going to expect to fall down, to crash into other people with armor, to get hit with weapons and that sort of stuff. So if you pay a lot of money for a nice pottery water bottle, it's probably going to get smashed, then you're going to be sad, and the person that smashed it's going to be sad, and you don't have any water anymore. So I would rather have something that's a little more durable and something that I can trust to kind of go into battle with. So the first option that I actually came up with, and I actually really liked, I've used this at 2 of our Weekend Warrior events, this is actually a copper drinking bottle. Once again, this is fantasy. It's not medieval. I definitely wouldn't call this a medieval thing, but it doesn't look modern. So we allow it from a fantasy perspective. So it holds a decent amount of water. You see the copper's already got this nice patina on it. It even has an O-ring on the cap, so you're not going to have water seepage. And yeah, so this is actually really great to use. Once again, if you're getting copper, make sure you don't put hot liquids in it, or make sure you get a steel interior. So this is a great thing. I just tied some rope around it. Sling it over your shoulder. You can carry it with you. It's a really, really great option. Now, the absolute best option, in my opinion, the ones that I really, really like, are water skins, water bags, whatever you want to call them, Boda bottles, Viking water bottles. So there's a couple different options, and the first one that I'll show you, this is a personal size one from Trollkarl Armory, and the folks that made this is really, really awesome. So it's hand-stitched leather. They did a great job. It's really gorgeous looking. The thing that I really like about this is it's just the right size so that you can throw this on over your armor or something like that, and you can kind of tuck it away. It's not going to get in your way. Something to note whenever you do get a water bottle that has a wooden cork thing here, the first time you get it, you're going to be like, oh, this is cool. Then you're going to put it, and this is going to just fall out all the time because the manufacturer is counting on the wood getting wet and expanding, and that's what's going to create your seal in your actual your water bottle. So just know that. You're going to get some slosh. You're going to get some seepage. We've tested both of these water skins, this one and the one we'll show you. Both of them did great on very little to no leakage. This had no leakage over 24 hours, and the other one had just the tiniest bit of leakage. So definitely not anything you need to worry about there. As to cap security, this one from Trollkarl, it did a pretty good job. Definitely something that you could run around with, have minimal splash or something. But, if you did fall down and land on it, this would probably fall out and lose some of your water. But it wouldn't, everything would be intact. You would just have to refill it, and maybe you would be a little wet. And so anytime you're dealing with any sort of medieval, remember, handmade medieval things, they're just not going to work like modern plastic. It's not going to be your Nalgene, right? So don't get one of these, have it spill a little bit, then get all frustrated at the manufacturer and call it a bad product, because honestly, it's a really great product. It's just, given the materials and from the period and stuff, you're only going to get so much. Something else that I actually plan to do as well is I'm going to get some wax thread and wrap it around this just to really make that seal really tight, and that should completely solve all of those problems. So that's just something to think about, and that's an option. But like I said, I really love this as a personal size water bottle. I'm super excited. This is definitely what I'm going to be carrying at Weekend Warrior this coming year. Plus, it's great for a bunch of our film and photo projects, so I'm really excited to have this. Now, this behemoth right here, this we got from Grimfrost. Grimfrost sent us this, and this has a whole different set of advantages, right? So while the troll car was, very small and, personal size, this is like your squad size water canteen thing, right? So this thing will carry a ton of water. It actually has a really, really good seal on the cap. I was really kind of surprised, but the seal was really good. It doesn't quite have the nice hand stitch, doesn't have the different stitching, different color stitching, and it doesn't have quite the nice stain feel as the troll car one, but this is a little less expensive. And you have massive volume, so definitely like this. This is definitely something where, like, if I'm going on an adventure, I'm carrying this one. If I'm going long distance, or if I have got somebody who's kind of like designated, baggage carrier, I'm getting this. Take 2 or 3 of these, throw them on a horse. It's a great option. One thing I did want to mention about the troll car one, the one thing that I think I would change on this is this lanyard is not, it's a braided leather. It's not super strong. I would be potentially concerned about it fraying or it popping in battle, so I'm probably going to throw on a heavier lanyard, but that's like 30 cents of rope, so that's no big deal. The lanyard here, very substantial, very much like it. The one thing that I kind of had an issue with this one is when the water did get on the outside, it's very well sealed and waxed on the inside, but on the outside a little bit of the stain came off. Not that that's a big issue. It actually kind of may make your gear look cooler and stuff, but I just figured I'd throw that out there because that is the case. So we're trying to be honest here and let you guys know what you're getting into. But yeah, like I said, this is from Grimfrost. They're great folks over there. And I said, this is a little more affordable too. So if you want maybe one person to carry the big water bottle and stuff, the only thing is, like, while this one I would have no problem carrying into battle, I'm not going to carry this into battle. It's just going to get in your way. It's going to weigh you down, and you're just going to be frustrated. So just know that. So, in each one of these, think about the purpose of why you're using it. The other thing is this isn't going to do you much good in camp, right? Because, like, you don't want to be carrying around this big thing to drink from all the time. So get yourself a little cup. Hang this on the tent peg or on a tree branch, and then just refill it. But that way you only have to go to the water station or whatever, water source, or, anyway, that you need. So, but the other thing that I really love about both of these is these are going to be great for different film and photo projects we're going to be doing. Because that's something that, it's funny, whenever you watch movies, having been in the military, water and hydration is one of the primary things that they're always telling you. I mean, every brief is, hydration is continuous. They want you to be drinking all the time. You don't have to ask permission. You need to be drinking water all the time. And I think it's funny because in so many movies, people walk halfway across the world and you never see them like drink water or carrying water. And so that's something that is a really great detail I always like to see in movies when characters have water skins, that sort of stuff. And it really shows me, like, oh, you actually pay attention to real life issues and real life needs, and these are characters that you feel like are actually going through the same thing you would go through and are thinking about the same things that you would think about if you had to go on an adventure, if you had to go on a journey with the technology and with the resources they had access to. Well, folks, this has been a slightly shorter video than most of ours, but I hope you find it useful. We will put links to as many of these items as we can down in the description. Water is important. Stay hydrated. Stay safe out there. And being hydrated, being well hydrated, will dramatically improve your experience, whether you're on set filming or you are at a LARP event or a Ren Fair or something like that. Stay hydrated, stay energized, and you'll have a much more fun time. Thanks, folks, and we look forward to giving you the next video next week. So join us. Thanks a lot. Bye. Kind of flubbed that closure. Oh well, I'm going to leave it. Just going to let it stand. See you guys.